Welcome to a special edition of the Xceleration Fitness Podcast, episode number 9. Yes, I am driving, so don't worry, don't get mad at me, because I'm going to turn the camera over to our special guest. She's going to take over from there. But this is Xceleration Fitness Podcast number 9. It's a special edition, very, very special for a lot of reasons. The guest we have today is my wife, who is the reason for Xceleration existing, and she's decided to crinkle paper in front of the camera to get this started. John Papp, who's usually my co-host, is not here right now because he's actually in Indiana right now. He is at a fitness conference learning a bunch of fitness stuff from some of the greatest guys in the industry, so he's not able to make it today. So what we're doing right now is featuring my wife. So we're going to talk about Xceleration from the beginning, which nobody knows about besides her. We're going to talk about what it's like for a mom who's working, who's busy, who has kids, who has all these things to do, but yet somehow finds time to work out. We'll talk about things to do when she doesn't have time to work out, what she does to stay in shape, and how she's working out with her pregnancy. So without further ado, guys, I'm going to turn the camera over so I can focus my eyes on the road. I'm going to feature the most beautiful, intelligent person in the world, my wife.
What's up, guys? Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me, babe.
No problem. So, Sam, let's get to the really interesting stuff. Xceleration Fitness. From where it's at now, what can you tell people who may have just joined Xceleration Fitness or who, haven't been there since the beginning? Describe what it was like on Xceleration day number 1. We can go back even to the Tennessee if you want.
Jeez, where do I start? Xceleration there's nothing like it. I've been in a lot of gyms because of Ben. I grew up going to Genesis Athletic Club in Grand Blanc, but there is nothing like Xceleration Fitness. It's come a long way since we started. So back in 2014, Ben and I moved back from Tennessee. It was February. It was freezing. It was Valentine's Day, and Ben shows me the new spot that he's going to be working at, and we walk in the Great Lakes Golf Dome, and we're in this teeny tiny corner of the dome. But it was sweet. It had turf, had weights, and you knew it was going to turn into something special because it had just all this potential. And then with Ben, obviously, he had a vision. So he built up the clientele. I mean, I'm talking, we started from 0 adult clients. I think I was the very first adult client, right?
Yeah. You and John Adams and Brent.
My mom, my sister, if that even counts.
So it felt really good as a gym owner when the people working out were my wife, my 2 best friends from high school, and my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law. It was awesome.
You ask anyone, though, it was like, yeah, there's about 15 people in boot camps, and it was, all Ben's friends and family. But that's how anyone gets started. But, I mean, it just blew up from there. The space that we had in that little corner of the dome, we outgrew it, and we are where we are today, which has even changed so much since we moved in the front of where we are now and what you guys know. You guys turfed that out, blew out the back, put up rigs. I mean, it's just been amazing to see.
Describe what it was like when you first work out, especially in the middle of winter in that dome.
Well, I had my North Face parka on, my gloves. I was warming up at a heater. Ben warmed up weights in the morning before people got there. The other trainers did.
What a lot of people don't know is I would get to work at 4 a.m. to put my weights in front of the heater because it was 20 degrees. There's a thermometer when I walked in, 20 degrees. I remember walking in saying, what the hell am I doing? How the hell am I going to get someone to come in 20-degree weather in a dome and work out here?
But it's kind of what you loved about it, too. I mean, I feel like you asked the people that were doing boot camps there, like Peggy Weingartz, for example, if you ask her, there was something weirdly special about that I think you look back with this fond memory of, oh, we used to have to warm up weights and it was freezing and I had to wear my gloves and things like that just make Xceleration what it is. So it's come a long way.
What I think is Xceleration is it's like a tribe. It's like a brotherhood. It's like we went through this together, you know, like started from the bottom, now we're here kind of type deal. And yeah, like she said, now in Peggy Weingart's, now we're in this nice, awesome, turfed out, really comfortable gym. It's like, yeah, you know, that's awesome. So
I almost feel like a rapper that came from nothing.
Speaking of rap
Like
skills,
Drake.
do you want to spit something real quick? Get you a beat?
I don't have anything to spit unless you got some classic, maybe.
All right, let's get to this.
jams.
So, you are working full time. You're a mom,
Yep.
but you're fit. So how do you do it? What is your workout schedule like?
Well, I get to Xceleration on Tuesdays and Friday mornings at 6 a.m. 6 a.m. crew, shout out. And then Saturdays as well. For those of you that don't know, I work in Southfield. So I have...
What do you do?
I'm an account director for a marketing company.
Okay.
Sales. And I have a commute. And I'm also a mom, like many of you know. So I have mom guilt too. So on top of the commute and then wanting to spend time with Hudson during the week and things like that, those are the only days I get to the gym, admittedly, which when you think of the wife of someone who owns a place like that, you'd think I'd be there 7 days a week. And if I could, I would, but it's just not in the cards for me right now. So I do a lot of the at-home workouts that the guys post too.
Pause this real quick. See if you guys get that.
Crying.
Go ahead.
What's wrong?
So as a husband to
Milk.
that, if I don't let her get her workouts in on Tuesdays and Fridays, it's a really rough week. It's really testing. But seriously, it's so important. And like, she could easily just go on with her week and not work out, which I think a lot of moms watching out there, you might have just started a fitness program and you might have been in that hole that I'm describing right now. Because what I think happens, what I know happens, because I meet with people on a daily basis and I ask them, you know, when was the last time you looked and felt exactly the way you wanted to feel and looked? And the answer is before I had kids, when I got married. And then I asked, what happens? Well, I got married, we had kids, my husband started working more, and, you know, I just, with all the kids and the busyness, we just kind of lost in the mix. And, you know, 5-10 years go by, and I've gained all this weight. So that's really what I think it is her making the time to do that. It's non-negotiable. 2 days a week, she's going to boot camp. But on other days when she's not doing that, what do you do at home? Because a lot of times in the wintertime, she'll be up at 5 a.m. in the living room doing workouts, doing stuff like that. So talk about that, Sam.
Yeah, I mean, the body weight workouts that Ben and the other guys post, I do under 20 minutes and I'm done. So a lot of the times I'll wake up and try to get them done before Hudson even wakes up. Sometimes he's an early bird, so sometimes he's up, and honestly he'll be kind of like vegging and waking up, and I'll be doing that right next to him, so he gets to see me working out as well. Since I've been pregnant, I haven't been doing as much of the high intensity at home workouts, but I always do, like, I'll do 100 squats every morning and then mix it with a few other things, like body weight type stuff. But Hudson watches me, and as he gets older, it's kind of cool to see, like, he'll want to do them with me, or if Ben does stuff at home and gets out his yoga mat and stuff like that, like, Hudson's totally into it, so it's cool to see us make that be a part of our day.
What is the most annoying thing about being married to me when it comes to fitness?
When it comes to fitness, you were pretty annoying with your diet these past few weeks. Like, what are we having for dinner? Like, plain ground turkey again with the nastiest looking vegetables. I'm all for vegetables, but Ben buys the Costco bags, frozen veggies, puts water in it, puts it in the microwave, heats it up, and that's what he eats. I'm like,
It's not gross at all. It's vegetables that are
I like veggies. You can cook veggies that look a lot better than his.
whatever. But talk about, because we used to live in, I'll take you guys through our journey. What was our first date, Sam? If you want to talk about that.
We went to the movies in college.
What did we see?
I Love You, Man.
It was awesome. Yes.
And I drove.
What are you talking
I
about?
think.
Yeah, you probably drove.
I
She drove because in college I was driving a 2001 Crown Victoria.
It's nice.
and it had suspension out, so it was like something you see in the hood. This big wide car like a boat that bounced up and down. It was awesome. It was awesome. But hey, she still got in it. So, met in East Lansing. I always talk about facing your fears, guys, and like on the other side of fear is something good. I was scared to death of Sam just because pretty much at every wrestling meet and every like party out of 10, she was there. And like
no, you are such a liar.
She would never talk to me. It was always like in the corner kind of hiding her face. No.
You're so full of it.
Okay. It might have been the other way around. But anyways, we dated in college, Michigan State. She got a job. She graduated before I did, so she actually lived in Chicago for a year. I finished my last year wrestling. So that was fun. And then when she got back from Chicago, she, talk about that job, actually.
What one?
The one that you lost your job.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, I'm a big believer in everything happens for a reason. So, like Ben said, I moved to Chicago, got a good job. It was a startup company, but it was still pretty cool. And I went to work one day, and they let us work till like 3 p.m., which I think is kind of bullshit. Like, I would rather they just told me in the morning, but work all day. They call everyone into the kitchen. There's like 20 of us, and they're like, you guys are let go. The company is undergoing some legal investigation, and we're going down to a skeleton staff. And I'm like, what just happened? I'm 22 years old in Chicago. I have rent that I obviously wouldn't be able to afford without a job. And that was that. So turns out the CEO of our company he owned multiple companies, and he was pulling money out of one and putting it into the other illegally. Some crazy stuff. But 22 years old, I'm like, well, guess that's a sign. I was trying to get home at some point eventually anyways, so packed up my stuff and drove home. And we got Diesel.
So that was in East Lansing, guys. I graduated that year. We then moved to Howell, Michigan, where we lived in a teeny tiny apartment. She would drive to Detroit. I would drive to East Lansing because I was doing grad school. And those 2 years were literally a blur because I would get up at what time?
3:30?
3:30 in the morning, drive to East Lansing, get home at what time? If I was lucky, maybe 7. And just so you guys know why I did that, I was in graduate school studying my master's degree, and I was also a strength and conditioning graduate intern for the MSU men's basketball team, hockey team, wrestling team, and football program. So I was in the weight room all day long. And when you work with guys like Tom Izzo, he's going to get something perfect until it gets perfect. So practices would go until 9, 10 o'clock at night. Then it'd be like, Ben, take him through a lift. It's like, okay. So we didn't really see each other those 2 years. That was in Howell, Michigan. Got a job in Tennessee after grad school. So we got married. 2 weeks later, packed our bags, moved to Tennessee, which...
I let him move first because we didn't have a place there.
I lived in Tennessee for a whole month by myself in my boss's basement, and she wasn't there yet. I didn't have a house. I didn't have any living arrangements, but I was calling her like, yeah, this is awesome. You're going to love it. You're going to love it.
That's Hudson.
When really I was crapping my pants for her to get there because it was a lot different.
Basically lied to me, but
Did
it's
not
okay.
lie. Did not lie.
It's like, you're going to love it.
So, the reason I bring that up, guys, is because Sam has supported... Xceleration would not be here right now if it wasn't for her supporting me. She supported me through my wrestling career, through grad school, through working the long hours. You can't do that and have a relationship with people unless someone really unconditionally loves you. And that's what she did for me. She let me work from 3:30 morning till 8, 9 o'clock at night. She let me move to Tennessee and take a huge risk. She let me come back to Xceleration where there was nothing there to build it. And I'm still doing it today, the 4:30 a.m. wake up, sometimes 8, 9 o'clock at night, and she's always supporting me. So she's a big reason why Xceleration is standing right now. She's a big reason why all this is possible. So it's her birthday today. I wanted to feature on this. And I don't know where we were going with what our living arrangement was, but
I don't know.
we now live in Lake Orion, Michigan. Keatington, Jen Swadash. Bob Scenes represent. Even the Joneses.
That's right.
Yes. Keatington. But we live busy lifestyles, guys. We're both working parents. We have another kid on the way. And without a doubt, fitness is got us through a lot in life. But it's a huge part of our life for a reason. And I don't know if you have anything else to say on that.
Jeez. Took my words out of my mouth.
What is your favorite workout jam?
My favorite workout jam?
Jam, right now.
Right now, Kendrick Lamar, Be Humble. But I was in boot camp the other day and someone said to turn it off, and I was pretty annoyed because
Who said that?
I think it was Chad Darnell, actually.
Chad, we gotta
Nick,
talk.
Nick was the coach, and I could tell he was like, "What?" I thought not everyone would feel this, so I yelled across the room. I'm like, "Nick, keep this shit on," but he didn't.
What are your thoughts on Nick Parcelli's dating situation? Like, what needs to change? 69, right?
Yeah. What needs to change? I mean, I haven't really seen Nick in action, so I don't know what he needs to change. I just kind of want to go out and see him at the club. See how
Dance moves.
his dance moves. Yeah, I'm sure the ladies are all over him.
All right, one by one. Favorite part of each coach at Xceleration Fitness. Matt Van Sumeren.
That's just such a good guy. I feel like he's just, when you describe a guy, like, you think of Matt. He's got like this great personality, great family. Has these cool hobbies. He's just someone you want to hang out with.
How much has Matt changed? Because just so you guys know watching this, Matt is the day one guy from Xceleration. He was the first guy ever hired at Xceleration. He's the day one. He is the foundation of it. What have you seen change from Matt from then to now?
Jeez. I mean, Matt's always been a badass trainer. I just think he's come out of his shell a little bit more, especially with adults.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe he was a little shy at the beginning. Maybe that's just because we were getting to know each other, but he's just more confident. He knows what he's doing, and he's really confident in that now, which is cool to see.
Talk about John Papp and his transformation.
John Papp, oh my gosh.
From day one.
I still can't believe John is, 22? How old are you, John? Like, thinking of myself at 22, oh my God. If anyone knew me back then, I was a wild woman at Michigan State, but, so I'm just so impressed with, like, where he is at life at such a young age, but, you know, John came in at 19. Now he's
Scrawny
22.
little boy.
Yeah.
Nick
And I hear he really enjoys rap now, and before he didn't, so I'm good for you, John.
Nick Parcelli.
Nick. God. Nick's so cool. He is. He's so cool.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he was the first trainer to really own, like, the mic
Yeah.
at
he brought the
Xceleration.
mic in.
He just, like, runs that shit. But, no, Nick has such good ideas. Like, the last summer, the workout at the beach, stuff like that he just completely owns from start to finish and does such an awesome job. Just a cool guy.
Have you trained with Sean yet?
Not as an intern, Sean.
Okay.
But he hasn't
All right.
and again, that's because I do mostly 6 a.m.
And Allie, have you had Allie yet?
Not as the lead trainer, no.
No, but you've known Allie for a long time, so I know you're mega excited that she's in the role she's in now.
Yeah. Good for you, Allie.
Yeah.
Woo.
Anything else you gotta say about Xceleration?
Speechless.
Speechless. All right, we'll end with one more question.
Okay.
What is your biggest advice to a mom out there or to anyone watching? It could be a guy who's frustrated with their fitness levels and just scared to get started.
You gotta start somewhere, and know the feeling of being frustrated or feeling like you might be behind, because, you know, after having a baby, you could be in great shape, you get pregnant, you have a baby, and you feel like you've been put back from like what you were capable of doing before, and that's okay, but you just got to get back into it. And you got to know that everyone, especially at Xceleration, is there to support you and get you where you want to be. So like, I look at all the moms at Excel, especially in the 6 a.m. class, like Erica McDaniel and Brandy Leach and Terry Teller and Vicky Kriska, and I'm like, they are so strong and they kill their workouts. And like, I know I'm kind of getting, as I get more pregnant, I'll get bigger and it'll be harder to do stuff, and like, they give me motivation to get back where I want to be. So just start and just set a goal and you'll get there, and you have the people there to support you.
All right, thank you, Sam. Happy birthday, Sam. We'll share this. This is episode number 9, guys. Tune in next Friday, episode number 10. Keep chasing it, guys.
Bye, guys.